Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to 4 by 8 Paper Stuff. This is Beth. We are healing with paper. And my camera has dropped a little bit, so I'm not sure how much of this I have in focus. Some things don't change. Um, but I am playing with some paint. I'm playing with some scraps. I'm going back to my, no pun intended, out of frame piece and adding some color to it. Um, Making up words to an invisible story, non-existent story about jellyfish. I first started with a piece of deli paper that had a ton of pieces of paper just glued to it very lightly, so it's going to peel up a little bit. Put black paint over it, and I'm trying to scrape away the black paint to reveal some of the color. Um, Playing with paper, healing. No, there's no rhyme or reason to any of it. There's no focus for any of it. There is no end goal for any of it. Just healing. That's my only goal. Um, and maybe I should do this a different way, but we'll see. It's an experiment. Let's let that dry. Okay, let's do that. So now I gotta get rid of all this black paint, and it's everywhere. It's all over my hands. It's everywhere. And I'm still using up some of the natural colors of Arteza paints. I put some other ones in bottles, and I've pretty much used them up. Arteza, in the beginning, I gave them a bad rap. They're not so bad, but I still love other ones better. Um, And now I am just tearing up scraps of what I've been making. Solid colors, jelly plates, wipe off plates, copy paper, deli paper, everything. And just kind of putting it on this black scrap. So you paint on scraps, you tear those scraps up, you add them to other scraps, and make a scrap out of it. That's all I'm doing. The piece of paper that I had that was black was nothing but this, and then I put black over it. Um, it's just healing. It's gluing down. It's tearing stuff apart. It's putting it back together again. It's a little bit of jelly deli quilting. Um, Otherwise, it's just healing. That's all it is, and uh, it's working. Um, if I stop eating, that might help too. Um, there's another piece of scrap that had scraps glued to it, and we're going to tear that apart now. We're cannibalizing our scraps that we cannibalized already. Ooh, there's a mountain of macaroons. We might have to use something for that. But it's just seeing what happens. That's all it is. And if it talks to you, it does. Great. If it doesn't, tear it up and do it again. That's kind of where I'm at right now. Um, my museum book was not talking to me, and I was frustrated because it wasn't talking to me. Maybe I wasn't listening. I don't know. But for right now, I'm okay. It's just in another tub right here next to me. I'm not. It's not gone anywhere. Um, and I'm going through my deli folder here, little goodie bag, see if I can find some deli plates that add other colors to this. Um, Collaging is working for me right now. On top of all of it, I think it's collaging that's working for me. Whether it's with deli papers, whether it's with jelly plates, whether it's with the combination of the two, whether it's making it into quilt shapes, collaging is working for me. And I have been down rabbit holes on the internet webs of collaging, so be prepared. This is my one of four drawers of. No, this is an ephemera drawer. I only have one of those. And it's lots of stuff that I've bought. There are things making their way in there that I've torn out of magazines too. Um, but then this little thing had some stuff stuck to it, and it deserved to be cut apart. And I think it was about protozoa, which I think I did on something else recently this year, 2020. But I came up with a poem out of that, found words about jellyfish. And then I found a stamp in a drawer of the ephemera that had Jamaica on it. And I'm sure jellyfish live in Jamaica. So it's looking through stuff. It's does this have a purpose down the road? I don't know. Is it going to make it into my pack rat book? Possibly, because I kind of like the poem that came out of it. But there's no goal. It doesn't have to be a goal. It just has to be about healing. And um, that is working right now. Soft shell crab could be this picture, but then I found the Jamaica stamp and that worked for me better. And realizing how much stuff I have and trying to pare it down to semi-manageable. It's much more manageable than it was. And when it's manageable, I know where stuff is and I use it. Like some of this stuff I haven't seen in years, admittedly. Yeah, that's sad. Very sad. Here's my Jamaica stamp. And that's tragic. And that picture had a sign that said museum on it. So I was trying to figure out if I could make it a jellyfish museum. In hindsight, maybe I will. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know. I just have to heal. That's all I know I have to do. And when I say heal, I don't mean like I'm on the brink of, a nervous breakdown. I was just sad and feeling guilty that I wasn't doing what people said I was supposed to be doing. Um, I was managing what has happened in the states over Black Lives Matter differently, and feeling guilty because I was doing it differently. Um, Still with the same outcome, still with the same feelings, but I was doing it differently, and I was being felt like that was wrong. And so that's the part I'm healing. Their entire bodies were something like jellyfish, is what it says. Let's see if I can find it again now. I've already lost it. Oh, no, here it is. Their entire body is alive and moves like tiny jellyfish. That came out of that page about protozoa. So this was my out of frame picture that I made the other day and sewed pieces to other pieces and, same old concept. And I think I like the colors of turquoise and rust together, or a blue and a rust together. So I'm mixing lots of blues and trying to just get it on the frame section that was white and not on the rust section that I want to remain rust. And I finally think I accomplished it. We're going to let that dry. Now it's all different shades of blue, different thicknesses of water and not water, and dry brush and wet brush, and trying to paint around the threads, but then I end up just painting the threads too, because it's okay if they don't show. And they might show later. I might put something on top of them. And then I decided to add a little bit of blue and just random spots on the white still. And then I got out the little circle that I made the other day, and I'm trying to edit part of this video at the same time that I'm doing this. Yeah, can't do two things at once, Beth. You know that. Anyhow, I'm going to let that dry, see what happens tomorrow to it. Love it. Here's my circles that I did do the other day. I'm adding the rest of that paint to places that are white. Add a sloppy frame around that. Healing. It is what it is. Healing. Um, Then I found lines eventually that I was adding blue to. So we shall see. Oh, here comes that other little circle from the other day too. Oh. And then you wipe up the last of the paint because you can't throw anything away because you're a pack rat. Thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Stay safe, stay kind, and stay smart. Bye.